with the True Vine. We're a 508 c1A ministry on the west side of Oahu. We've, as you guys have probably been following our channel for a while, you know we've been really helping this young lady, Jenny, who's going for the Super Mom of the Year, 2025. And she's here with some of our family from our ministry. We're just trying to share the last hour here of the voting for double votes today. If you can vote with us for Jenny, she's going to give you all the details. She's going to give you a live. If you guys want to put Q&A into the questions, I'll read them live. If you type them, any questions you want to ask her, you may ask her. But we are trying to do double votes for the Super Mom contest today. So I'm going to turn the camera around so Jenny can tell you her story. Here she is. All right, beautiful Jenny.
Hi everyone. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. Those of you that have been tuning in, watching our videos, and showing support through this competition, I wanted to say thank you. And so, so voting is going to end in 4 days. They're going to select the next people to go to the next round. And as far as double votes go, that is going to happen for the next 2 hours. So whatever vote you cast, it's going to be double that amount, which is also going to help, keep me in first place. And for those of you that have been watching, as far as, the reasons why this competition is so important, not only to me, but on such a, collective level, with what I've been going through as far as my court case, I know there's some moms out there who might be able to resonate with, my story. Maybe you've had something happen in your own life with your own children or someone that you know or care about, and we know how hard it is not having support when dealing with such hard things happening to us like that. And we know how scary it is feeling like you're fighting it alone and being too scared to talk about it. And, having your child removed from you for no cause, and then suffering through that, in silence is so hard, and not many people understanding that, these things really do happen in real life, and maybe it's not talked about enough, and maybe people are too scared to talk about it. And the reason why I wanted to share my story is because I felt like maybe it could help you. Whoever is watching this, if you feel like you resonate, or even if you've just been supporting me through this competition, I want to say thank you, and I hope that our voices can grow stronger together. So thank you for watching, and thank you for showing your support, and thank you for voting for me.
Hallelujah. So Jenny, can you share with them exactly who is sponsoring this event,
Yes.
Super Mom, and where the finances, if people want to do a live vote and say they want to vote 50 votes for you and they give you $50 donation,
Yes.
where does that money go to? And then how does it benefit you for the Super Mom contest?
Okay, thank you for that wonderful question. So as far as votes go, the donated votes, so there's votes that are free once per day, and then there's votes that are through donations. And so Colossal is the provider of this competition. They are the ones who sponsored this competition. And so basically donations towards this competition to support the moms, that money goes directly to the Children's Hospital, the Children's Miracle Network. And so by supporting me through the donations, you guys are helping to provide for those children that are in need.
Hallelujah.
So it's all for a good cause.
So, and let's talk about your cause. What are you doing with, we've been documenting as a ministry, our ministry's been tracking with Jenny for the last 4 months, and we've been hearing more and more about her case. And just not only have I heard about her case, I'm hearing from other pastors on Oahu that this is really common. This isn't as uncommon as we'd like to believe it should be uncommon, but what we're trying to do is not only bring awareness to the problem, but solutions to get the churches more involved in, what do you call, Maury, what would it be called when you call, like an assembly, keeping the powers that be in check?
Yes.
It's kind of like a grassroots moms and dads against the madness. standing up for our inalienable God-given rights that
Yes.
literally the
Yes.
state and the system through these agencies has stripped the moms from.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you might want to just share like how they've made you feel and the actual trauma that you've gone through just trying to do, you know, simple things. And just so you guys know, Jenny was not put into CWS for any legitimate reason other than a concerned citizen had a reason that she thought, well, maybe you might as well just tell them your story of like, you know, how you got involved in this.
So I got involved in this system because there was a wrongful removal of my child. During that time of my life, I had confided in a therapist, and she had assumed the worst and made the call, I believe. And so next thing you know, my child gets taken, and so I have been fighting for the past 4 years of my life and counting, trying to, have custody of my child that was wrongfully taken from me. And I've been going through a lot of this with no support. It's been really hard and not having the right resources. And I felt like I was going through a lot of this alone and not knowing how to like fight back the system that she's talking about, and how scary it is going through this legal system. It feels very biblical. It feels like spiritual warfare because a lot of it is happening that we can't really see with our eyes. It's like an organization that kind of destroys families and rips apart the children from their moms and their dads, and some of this is done wrongfully, without a cause. And these parents are finding it so hard to fight back because they can't see that invisible force behind this, what's running this organization, and this has basically been legal kidnapping, and it's happening everywhere, not just here, not just in my life, but it's happening on a global scale. There's tons of
Well, they're making
mothers,
movies
fathers,
about it.
families and children that are personally affected by this. And a lot of it, I feel, is there's corruption that happens in the legal system that not a lot of people talk about. And maybe it's known, but it's not really talked about. And that is what, silences the parents that are going through this, because it's hard, first of all, to talk about it, and then to, want to feel like you want to do something to help and change that, because we don't want to see another parent go through this. We don't want to see another child traumatized through this. But it's like we have to come together to use our voice to make that change.
So tell the folks at home, I think what we're going to do, since we only have an hour left of voting, an hour and 10 minutes, is wrap this one up. Let's take them again to the site so that they can see. I'm going to show you guys right now. Here is the site, and it's thesupermom.org, and it's /2025 Jenny-6. So if you vote for her today on here, you vote. She's currently still in first place, but we want to keep her that way, you guys. This is a huge, big story. Let's just refresh this, make sure everything's still cool. All right, so all your votes today are double the votes. We have an hour left. If you guys can come in strong, if you can donate, whether you want to do a $10 vote or 25 or whatever you feel inspired. We have 3 days until the very end of the contest, so you still need, we ask you to vote every day, your free vote. But today is the day if you do want to do a love offering and you want to donate 50, 100, however much you could afford, it'll double the vote. So if you make a donation of $50, she'll get 100 votes. So if you feel inspired and you feel led, ask the Lord if you can afford it. If you can, bless it, pay it forward, and help her. So she does have a big story, and our ministry is set on helping her get that story out there. We love you. Thank you so much. Again, go to the Supermom Contest, and it's thesupermom.org /2025 /Jenny-6, and please get it in before 5 p.m. today on April 28th. And again, you might just want to sign off and tell them we love you and thank you and aloha.
We love you so much, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Aloha.
Thank you.